Brought to you in part by Logitech G, Pay Safeguard, thescoreesports.com, G2A, NVIDIA, and ESEA.
Hi.
That was like the fastest snack I've ever had, ever.
How's it going?
That was pretty good. It's actually pretty tasty, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, man. You know, people don't often talk about like British cuisine.
Because that normally isn't much.
Exactly.
They're like fish and chips. Like, we can hook you up with that.
But, you know, it's like pigs in a blanket. Pretty hard to mess up.
That's actually pretty legit.
Pretty hard to mess up.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
You know, good on you guys. ESL taking care of us.
Right.
All right. So now we got to get into the next map, Henry. Now we got to get into the next map because we just sat outside for a moment and discussed the travesty of the anti-eco situation in Mousesports and how they have a distinct talent, you know, for figuring out how to best throw those rounds.
It's actually really frustrating to watch as a ex-CS player, and you see like how big these rounds are. We discussed how much this league means going forward. To throw so many rounds away in that sort of fashion, like I said, force buys do go against you sometimes in CS:GO. That's going to happen, but when you actually approach them in that sort of fashion, and you're just not even getting map control, and you're just walking into the tightest choke point in the entire map, beat tunnels, right? For me, that's like you're almost wanting to lose a round. Like, you're actually going in blind, and once you do find CD players there, you're fully committed. They need to wake up, man. They can't. If you want to be a world-class team, you can't be affording to throw those rounds away, unfortunately. So
no, that is the main thing.
There we go. Then we go into Overpass next, I believe, which is another questionable experience for Mousesports. I feel like Dust 2 is the map they should be taking home. Overpass, I'm not so sure.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, they used to be. There was a time that Mousesports were a team to be feared on Overpass. Christian in particular. I mean, this was his playground, but it feels like it's been a while since we've really seen them be like a really tough threat on this map. So, I mean, we'll have to see how it pans out, because G2, we know that they are quite capable on Overpass. That this is definitely a strong map for them, and so. As you guys can see, you know, we got the nice new overlays there, giving you guys a quick bird's eye view of the map, so you guys can see the playground that we're about to get into. But this is still the warm-up. We're waiting to get into that knife round to sort out who's going to be on which side.
The thing I like about this map is now they're actually very reliant on existence. Like, we don't normally associate him with being like the big fragger within G2. Like, he's obviously the tactical mastermind. We talk about him that, but he's actually rolling back the years a little bit. I actually used that phrase on Dust 2 because he actually, and believe it or not, in CS Source, he was actually the headline fragger on the French scene. He's actually one of the strongest players that ever touched the game. I think RPK was actually #1, but existence was definitely up there in terms of actually fragging potential. We've seen it recently. Like, he's actually stepping up a lot. Like, he was consistently dropping 20 frags on the CT half, like against Vext especially in Barcelona. He looks phenomenal on this map. Unfortunately, up against Fnatic, I said he probably could have a little bit of a harder time going against these guys on this map, but unfortunately wasn't able to deliver the same sort of result. But existence for me in the bathroom areas and CTs, like, he's actually really scary, actually really strong, good rotations, good fundamentals to actually the position control, and it's another map you can back up with Smiths as well.
Well, that's one of the key points on this map, right? And you need your rotator to be on point. It's good to see that existence, you know, he's a man who used to be the in-game leader, still is the in-game leader, but for a moment, you know, you had to share it with Shoxy, right?
That's the thing with Shoxy's teams, right? Like, he likes to have an experimental period with the in-game leader, realises that actually I actually don't like this much. Every single team he seems to have a little go with it. They do it for 2 tournaments and then it always goes back to existence. Like, you can never get that guy off the in-game leading role.
Well, regardless, Scream managed to win the knife round, so it looks like they'll be starting on the CT side G2, and we'll be getting right into the pistol. No time wasted here. So the second map starting here for this evening's EE Pro League matches.
So, guys, this isn't the best of 3. Obviously, it's 2 separate games here. So you can still end up in a draw 1-1. Mousesports after dropping that first map, I'd say, in a little bit of a frustrating manner. We're looking to rectify the mistakes here. And we'll see what kind of buy they bring to the table. No Desert Eagle bought this time for Nico. He's going to be on Glock armor, which is surprising. Normally, he always brings out a Deagle. So with the buy they have right now, a smoke grenade and 2 flashbangs, I would normally say you go towards B with that. But looking like they're going for some mid-control first. Smiths gets down towards the connector, does spot 3 players as well. Doesn't fall back, going to stay for the challenge. This is a crazy decision from him. When he spots so many players, why would you commit to that? Fall back, you spot 3. He actually committed to it and gives them an easy 5-4.
Yeah, that's definitely questionable, especially as Nico is able to find Scream. So Nico out on the B site, spots out RPK as well. Just going to buy a little bit of time here. So long as he's alive, RPK can't really do too much about this. And then the gang is here. They arrive. They're here to trash the party.
Yeah.
And, well, they even leave a lurker behind in connector, Mousesports. So this is a fantastic pistol round, a fantastic start to this first half for them.
Haven't even had to use that smoke as well. So it's just a full-on bomb rush onto the B site. Existence doing what he can now. Does take down Speedy, but still heavily disadvantaged here. 4-on-2, no kits. And at this point, it's just about farming a little bit extra cash going into the next round. And Shock spots 2 now, trying to work out if he can find a kill whatsoever. But looking like with the 30 HP he has, will just be falling back as he gets smothered by the terrorists.
He's just going to get hunted down. And once Chris J gets his hands on that USP, he becomes a real threat. Existence, similar to what we saw in Dust 2, backing off to try and hold on to his Kevlar. We'll see if Mousesports are successful in hunting him down again. They didn't let him save it last time. Why should they let him do it again?
Indeed.
But this is a bit of a bigger map, and looks like Existence is going to be able to get out of dodge.
There we go. It was G2 going for the aggressive approach towards the connector area. Smith's opening things up, but he did spot 2 or 3 players there. And that's why I said, when you spot that amount of players, and you always fall back there. You've lost that battle. Like, you need to surrender at that point. He stayed, didn't even face it, tried to hold the off angle and trying to just mow them all down with the P2000. And he opened up the map and then just fell apart for G2 at that point. Of course, they will be force buying into this one. It's going to be Smith's on towards the scout, the rest of his teammates on the upgraded pistols and body armor as well. But this is where it gets interesting for Mousesports. Threw away so many of these before, looking like they're heavily committing towards the B side of the map and walking in once again.
Again, there's the smoke, and well, RPK is gone, so he gets caught out. That was in pool, and he might have been jumping, actually. Nico might have hit the jumping headshot there as RPK was trying to get the info on what was happening in sewers. That would have been sick to see, but still, the job gets done, and now Mousesports, this time they're successful, it looks like, at least for now. Existence will bring it back and take out Nico, and that was on short. Still, all 4 players here alive on the B side here for Mousesports to hold on to this after plant.
Well, once again, no kits. And still have the scout and Shocks with some positional control of the bomb side, trying to do anything he can and find someone out of position here. But Mouse being very disciplined indeed, still have the AKs and a P90 to play for as well. Speedy's going to be the player confronting them and seeing if he can take them down before they make their way to the bomb.
This is so scary. Yeah, eventually they will catch out Shocks. But Speedy falls to Existence, who just keeps on racking up kills. They will get traded, though, and this is still Mousesports coming out ahead. So long as they don't give up another kill, that's all that matters. Keep 3 alive, keep those 3 AKs alive, and this is still a decent round here. Decent success for Mousesports.
So they will be going up 2-0 here. G2 do manage to save the Scout and Body Armor and Deagle on towards Scream, so something to work with next round at least. They can probably maybe take that Scout towards B, go for a Monster Tunnel pick, something like that, maybe go off towards short, or they could boost him up and shooting over towards Connector maybe. We'll see what he brings to the table. We'll see what they decide to do, but it's a relatively clean round from Mousesports. You know, they're actually going to only drop 2 frags there. They'll be going into this one with 5 AKs and pretty much full utility. Just Nico who's struggling a little bit in that respect. Once again though, Mousesports will be going straight towards the B bomb site. Going to have 1 player holding for rotations. That will be Speedy. And it's a little bit of a slower approach this time. Going to be just making sure they work the frags, see if there's any aggression coming in from the CTs as Chris J slowly but surely makes his way out towards short. No one going to be facing him just yet. And he's going to have 3 teammates with him as well. Nico to open things up. We talk about him being the entry fragger for this team. Takes down that first frag. Dennis chiming in as well. And this should be a simple procedure for them now.
Oh, well, it is Shoxy who's going to be able to actually pick up a kill on Dennis, but still not the end of the world here for Mousesports. And so far, so good. But this is kind of similar to what we saw from them in the on Dust 2, right? They win that pistol, then they keep control of the situation after that. Now, and they've been pretty good in the rifle rounds as well. So I mean, now this is their chance to really get those 5 rounds on the board at the beginning of this half, get a great head start, and just get that stranglehold going on G2.
Do you know what the good news is for Mousesports as well? We saw a full force buy from G2 in that second round. No one really held anything back. Normally the AWPers will take a little bit of a modest buy there and ensure they have the AWP going forward, but this time it's going to be G2 with 5 rifles next round. I'm not sure in terms of the kills. I don't have access to the money right now, so we'll see whether they do. They could manage a glass cannon perhaps, potentially, depending on how many kills they had. So yeah, so Existence literally has exactly enough. Smiths has 5k, so he must have picked up a couple of frags, so he will be getting the glass cannon AWP. And double flashbangs for him as well, so we'll see what they're able to do with this one. You feel like they're up against it a little bit. No diffuse kits whatsoever, so I feel like they need to go with the first kill here. Smith's going in aggressive towards middle right now, looking like he will be facing towards party for now. It's a little bit more of a passive approach from Mousesports. Won't be fully committing to the B side of the map straight away, going towards long for now, and we can see their Existence, like I said, so aggressive, so confident towards Connector. We'll be getting down to the area and just gathering intel here.
This stack from G2 could be nasty, and somehow Dennis is going to catch out Existence and Connector. This time around, it's not Smiths to get caught. Existence will fall, and Nico, he gets flashed into a corner. He's trying to set up a little bit of a pop flash of his own. Not going to work, though. It's up on the roof. Completely ineffective. Dennis, though, finds the first headshot on his screen, but he re-peeks into RPK, and they're just trading all over the place right now. This still favors Mousesports slightly, with that man advantage, obviously, or, well, even advantage on the on the T side means that unless G2 guess right and stack a site, Mousesports will have that man advantage going onto a bomb site, but Smith is still here with the AWP.
Well then, we did see G2 try to react there towards Shaw after losing their first man, but like you said, it is a 3-on-3 now. They still have smokes to play with as well. The problem is CT's just have a couple of flashbangs. Shox is trying to play in front of that smoke and see if he can hear any footsteps, something to give the game away here, but it's going to be a full A attack coming in from the German squad. Flash through the smoke though. I actually kind of like this from Shox. I'm unable to navigate through the smoke, it seems, and will be decided to fall back slightly.
Well, that's a little frustrating, right? Had a little bit of a golden opportunity there. Little did he know, but there was a chance. And instead, it's going to be Smith holding a bit more of a passive angle over here on the CT stairs. He picks off Chris J, who's just edging in all alone as well. No chance for a refrag there on Mousesports. And when they had smokes and everything as well, a little bit odd of a decision there from Chris. But the flash is fairly effective. Shox will not win the duel. Somehow, Speedy lives with 6 HP. And next is there to take out Smiths as well. RPK rotating up from the B side. He's miles away. And so Mousesports now, they have all the time to set up the trap here for him when he rotates in.
And double Molotovs as well. So that's going to be going towards Bank. I'd assume they're going to throw him towards City Spawn as well. They're going to be aware of his position now. 2-on-1. Finds the first one. Speedy caught out of position. But it's going to be next to finish the round off there. That was actually very touch and go for both teams there. I'm surprised that Shox didn't manage to pick up a single kill there from the truck. Yeah. He had like 2 or 3 seconds to actually get that spray down working in his favor, but it didn't work out at the end. And then Speedy gets dropped by RPK next to finish things off. And it's going to be another eco coming in for G2, but of course it will be more of a partial buy. They're going to have body armor and deagles, but Mousesports holding on here, 4-0.
This is that moment where they really kind of have to wake up here, G2. It's Existence sitting with 3 kills. Everybody else is pretty calm, is pretty tame.
Well, yeah, like I said, had Shox fan just won there, that's the round over. Like, Smiths did so well to take down Chris J, and unfortunately the round just fell apart after that. Fast, long control coming in from Mousesports. They know they're up against the pistols this time. They can't afford to lose any more of these rounds in this series. It's going to be sticking together, utilising the distance here with the rifles, and just slowly but surely dissecting this area. Bathrooms to get through next. There is going to be Smiths waiting there though, just on the off angle.
Yeah, Dennis going to miss the jump. Easy shot there. Somehow Smiths. Well, I mean, he's just hearing footsteps all over the place, so it's all about just getting lucky and hoping that the guy's going to walk in front of you at that point before you get caught in the back. Nico catches out Existence out in the open as well. There's a refrag coming in from Scream with that deagle. He finds the headshot on Nico. But does he dare? Yeah, he is going to go for that peek, and somehow he doesn't line it up. He seems like he had a freebie there on Dennis, who was looking the wrong way completely. Wallbang onto Shox, and now it's just RPK with that CZ75. He does take out Speedy, but again, not good enough. 3 players survive for Mousesports. This will maintain their economy, especially when Chris J is sitting on a big fat 10,000 at the beginning of the round. So no problem here for Mousesports, and they did get that 5 rounds. Now, everything that they get past this is gravy.
Yeah, they've set themselves up to a really strong first half here going forward. We can see a decent buy coming for G2 for the first time. Everyone's got armor, they've got some kits, and Smiths and Shox are having a very quiet game indeed. Shox on 1 for 5, he still needs to come to life here. Smiths going aggressive towards Connector this time, going to be facing with the AWP. We'll have someone to face as well. Chris J narrowly missing out, and it's going to be a 5-4 in their favour. This is the point he needs to get out though. He's made this mistake before, staying around a little bit too long. Bought himself some time with that smoke grenade, but Nico hunting towards Shorehead. This is where it could get interesting for Mousesports, and actually going to get the double kill. Unfortunately, he's denied by Scream, and they maintain their man advantage here. The Sailor though somehow goes down to a 3-on-3 through on the other side of the map. We missed that kill, but we'll see how this one pans out.
Yeah, that was the way out for Smiths as well, to get involved in that sword fight. He's not aware of the situation in mid. So for him, seems like he just kind of felt boxed in, and that was the way for him to sneak his way out of that situation. Speedy is making his way up along towards that A site, hoping to catch somebody out of position. He might get lucky. There's still Existence alive here, but he's going to get spotted looking for that headshot on Scream. Little does he know, Existence was hanging around as well, so there really was no hope for Speedy there to come out ahead.
He was by himself there towards long. Definitely had some decent positional control there, but it's going to be a 3-on-2 with Dennis holding towards Party right now, but there is a CT waiting in bathroom. This next frag's going to be absolutely everything. Existence plays his position so much. If there's something out for any small nuances he can pick up on, and you know he'd be flashed in by his teammate any second. Scream waiting on the bomb site.
Oh, such a dangerous play here for Scream, though, to go jumping. With that AWP in play, there's a real danger here. And Dennis, there's the flash, and it is just a pop, and he's going to go walking right into Existence, who's waiting around that corner. This is a little unfortunate now. Mousesports, it's not going to play out the way it did in the last round, although Nex will find the headshot onto Existence. He's only down to 15 HP, and he's going up against Scream, who's got the advantage of position, and Smith, who's rotated into Bank as well. And, well, that's awkward.
Himself out the bomb site.
That's awkward.
Literally can't win the round now, but... Okay.
What? How? Okay.
To be fair,
oh no! And if he dies after the clock?
Yeah. To be fair, he couldn't have won the round anyway. It's like 5% chance maybe. Yeah. But the fact he just said, you know what, I'm going to guarantee myself I can't win this round. I'll just Molotov the bomb site for myself. And there we go. It's going to be G2.
Oh, dude, this was some like roundabout BM from him, right? He was just like, you know what? I'll give you guys a hand. You're struggling a little bit. I don't even need to plant this bomb. Planting this bomb is beneath me.
Well, then, G2 now, still not out of the woods there. Lose a couple of frags, and you can see that's affecting their rebuys a little bit. This round means everything. There'll be a full reset going into this one, so need to make sure they chain a few together now.
I like it, though. G2 are changing up how they're holding on the CT side. Scary RPK, still going for that jump, and Nico landed that shot last time. He's trying to get that info, and there's Nico. Wins the fight, nearly gets the second as well, but again, Scream is going to be able to trade effectively. Way too close for comfort, though. But G2 are showing, you know, at least that they have multiple CT setups, and they're trying to run through that playbook right now to become less predictable for Mousesports.
Yeah, they're trying to show heavy aggression towards that short area, though. That could have been a double kill for Nico. We know those kind of situations are his bread and butter, but it's going to be a 4-on-4 now. Chris J still with that AWP, and once again, working towards long. The problem is the CTs have no presence there whatsoever. They've gone for that heavy bathroom mentality. Going to be Smiths in that area. He's got the AWP. We can see a rotation coming in now. Existence going to be making his way back towards the A-bomb stand, is covering off that long area, but this next kill is going to mean everything. Can Smiths find anything here? Got players all around him. And time ticking away. You feel like Mousesports will do a full execution here. Still have 4 smokes. I feel like a wall of smokes execution and plant the bomb. That's the go-to tactic for the man.
He's got the angle, Smiths. He should have this in the bag. This time they're going to check and make sure that Existence can't be hiding up close, but Smiths is on the other side of that wall right now. He's in a little bit of a tight spot, but he does have Existence to back him. Well, as I say that, Nex is going to be there, but then Smiths drops the bomb carrier. That's Spitty donating it to him. Now with that AWP in the back lines, he can buy a lot of time. 25 seconds left on this clock for Mousesports to get control of this bomb back. And they have to worry about the guys up on the A side as well. As I say it, Shoxy, he takes out Dennis, and this is an impossible situation for Mousesports. They're just going to get picked apart.
Yeah, couldn't have been dropped in a worse position there. The fact that Smith found the bomb, that was it. Was round over because Speedy was just by himself at that point, right? The last 2 players are towards long. It's not like they can come back him up, right? They've got 2 players on the A-bomb side to contend with. The bombs drop, full rotation comes in. They need to find those kills, and unfortunately just didn't have time on their side to slow things down and work out how they could approach that situation. So Smith's coming in massive there. He's going to get his 4th frag. And it's actually Scream who's been holding pretty strong on the A-bomb side. He's got 6, but that's enough to break Mousesports going forward. You can see they have slightly forced one to this. Is actually next going down to $1,000. I don't mind this at all on Overpass. You give one of your strongest players an AK. If he finds that opening pick, that opens up everything here. So Nico once again making his way towards short. He's by himself. He'll do this a lot on this map. He's more than happy to go towards the B side by himself, cause a lot of distraction, maybe pick up a kill, and the rest of his teammates can try and work something else. Okay, through the wall apparently. RPK gets dropped, and that's a gift from heaven as Nex picks it up.
That was so sick.
Okay, that works.
And well, I mean, also got to give it to Shoxy as well with the the counter wall bang coming through from upper like that. Took a little bit of a time there for Nex to realize just where he was getting shot from. Now it's going to be Smiths on the hunt, looking to see if he can bring this back. And a free kill onto Nex. It's like basically this bomb is a magnet, and he just gets drawn to it every round, dropping that bomb carrier.
Well, we still have Nico towards that B bomb side, trying to listen out and see if he can call him for rotation. Obviously, Overpass, one of the easiest maps and fastest maps to rotate on. So smoked out for now. Speedy just rattling off some deagle shots, hoping to get a bit lucky here. Smith's controlling long, but Chris J's already made it in position at the corner here. Existent going to check it out. You can see he is ready, but Chris J takes advantage, and it comes down to a man advantage actually in favour of Mousesports. And now just Smith's on the A bomb site. And Nico's got all the way into B somewhere. This is actually what I'm talking about. As soon as he does that, the round's open.
And Scream dies. That's the moment. That's when the round is over, really, because Scream was in sewers. Scream was just sitting there. He was in the perfect spot, and Nico just obliterates the rotation before it can even get going. But Scream, he was sitting in sewers. He was behind Nico, and those guys are just running down there, just heading towards that B site. If he even picks up 1 kill, that changes everything. The fact that he just gets run over. That's the big moment right there in that round where it could have turned around. And now, look at this. I mean, 6 rounds on the board for Mousesports. G2, their economy in shambles.
Nico's so smart, man. Like I said, as soon as I saw him in that B position, as soon as he gets into the B bomb site undetected, that's it. All bets are off. He finds the first frag, gets an M4, and it's just an easy spray down from him at that point. That's a really bitter pill for G2 to swallow that. After getting 2 in a row, they lose to a pretty much full eco going forward. And it's actually not the AK that does the damage, it's just Nico and his positional control. So, like you said, economy in absolute shambles here for G2. They're going to be heavily committing towards the B side. It's pretty much a full stack coming in. This has been where Mousesports have been choosing to go towards for their anti-ecos. This time, once again, Nico just lurking by himself. Going to be cracking open this bomb site with the AK-47. Does it perfectly as well. Takes down Scream. Gets himself decent information as well. There is a stack there, but he's probably aware there's probably more players there waiting for him. His teammates just waiting for the reaction as well towards middle. Going to be seeing what's available here. Shocks the spot towards one stand. Oh, Nico just waiting though. Another headshot for him. Really fantastic stuff there. And it's going to be 5-on-3. G2, not really many options here, I have to say. Just a Deagle and P250. RPK trying to rotate in and work out what he can do here. Holding towards mid. This is much more disciplined for Mousesports, actually. Normally they were walking into situations, giving G2 an actual opportunity with their stacks. This time it's just Nico going in, relying on his aim, and making sure he does the work he needs to do. And it's going to be the 5-on-3. 30 seconds remain, but that's absolutely fine, considering all the utility they have. A couple of smokes and molotovs, and they should be able to easily take over this A-bomb site. I feel like this should be the final move here as they make their way in. No one really waiting for them whatsoever as well. It's going to be a simple procedure here. CT's rotating for CT spawn. There's a smoke drop. Bomb will be planted, and I'll be surprised if G2 can even get a single frag here. So Dennis set up towards CT spawn. Should we get a simple procedure here? Clinical stuff. Smith's chiming in as well. Dennis takes him down though, and then we finally have the 4-on-1. And Semler, I think we've lost Semler, but it's fine. I'm going to solo cast this.
For some reason,
Oh, you're back.
I'm back. At least the mic is back, and I can hear in my left ear, but I can't hear in my right ear anymore.
It's fine. You didn't,
Like it's
didn't miss
there,
much.
but it's not as loud as it is in my left ear. For some reason. And that
It's
just
fine.
happened like right now.
It's fine. You didn't miss much. It wasn't a very important round. It's all good.
Nah,
But-
it's all right. I mean, straight just trounce coming out from Mousesports. Sorry to leave you hanging, bro.
It's fine. It's good for me to get chucked at all sometimes. I don't really get much opportunity, much play-by-play. I'm getting better. But
You are getting better.
Yeah, when those situations
That
come.
was like some OG play-by-play.
Yeah.
It's just like play-by-play guy, you got to talk for 2 minutes.
Yeah,
you
he's
know?
got to talk the whole time. Yeah, that was a fun experience. Well then,
That's the thing, man. It's all about just, making you a more well-rounded commentator, Henry.
That's
You know,
it.
one step at a time. Just like existence is about to, get painted onto these walls.
it's actually a really difficult round for GT. They haven't got any kits, no orbs this time. It's actually going to be Smiths on the M4, and Existence goes down to 3 HP once again. Not being the godlike player we saw in Barcelona. CT's trying to react, that aggressive play on short once again. But Nico, you know what? Once again, lurking towards B. They have still. How many times is he going to do this and just completely open up this bomb site? Gets a second as well. Scream responds, but more difficult plays here for GT.
Scream is in. Oh, as I was about to say it, man. He was in the key spot again, and Nico catches out Smith. This was on high. Now he's just tapping away, looking for that headshot on Existence, and he'll get it in the end. Quad kill for Nico in the round, once again making all the difference for his team. And this T side, it's just all Mousesports. There's nothing that G2 seem to be able to do here, apart from when they get lucky with a kill.
They find
basically, they find a bomb,
Yeah.
and then are able to win off of that situation. Hey, that's pretty much.
That's pretty much all that's happened so
What
far, to be
happened,
honest.
like-
They're losing the entry frag pretty much time and time again. And Nico, I don't know how they're allowing him just to walk through Monster completely uncontested. They're so focused, like tunnel vision towards that short area. They're thinking that's the main area for them. And if it works, they find that kill on Dennis. It's something to work with, right? But unfortunately, this time, Nico just walks in. Both players get dropped, and it's very difficult to digest for them. So we're going to have pistols once again for G2. This should bring Mousesports into their 9th round, and judging by the money as well, this is actually getting to a real dangerous point for G2 going forward. This is going to be on P2000. I think this must be tactical at this stage, right?
Yeah, it has to be. It has to be. G2 have to be calling some kind of. We're gonna restart the stream real quick, guys. Apparently, so we'll be back in just a minute.
No worry. Maybe it's a pause for us then.
Maybe it is.
Oh, it is.
Tactical pause on our side.
Anyway, I think we're
If you
back.
say something, we're gonna have a problem, Henry. But
Yeah, well,
if I say
I don't normally go near it. You and Matt, though, on the other hand, you guys go in all the time. When I'm casting with him, I just normally agree. I don't want to actually fire those kind of shots, but
something. Yeah,
it's definitely
no, I know,
justified
man.
in some
Freak is always a
instances.
big guy, right?
Yeah. Apologies. Anyway, I assume everything's fine now. So 5-on-4, and you can see Mousesports learning from their mistakes. Somewhere they're actually not going to be committing. They're getting the first pick and holding back. Look how they're spread out. Nico's going, guys, we messed it up so badly on Dust 2. I'm not even giving you an opportunity to screw this up. You're just going to sit back and T-spawn. You're not doing anything. We've got the kill. Wait for some aggression to come in. Wait for some reactions, and then we'll go in together.
And I like it. Now, I mean, they are running it down. It is not quite dangerous yet, but 40 seconds is starting to cut it a little close. So I would like to see them start, to start, moving towards that B site. Maybe pick up the pace a little bit here so that they aren't just running out of time. If somebody gets a peekaboo moment on them, it could ruin everything for them if they have like 15 seconds left to get that bomb down. But, yeah, okay, it is just going to be a straight-up full execute. They have all of their nades still. This is fantastic for Mousesports. They should have everything they need here to just wipe out the defense on this site and get control of the round.
There is going to be CTs waiting for them, but it's going to be a very difficult procedure for them. 5-7 comes in though. It's Instant and Shock picking up frags here with 10 seconds remaining. Bomb's not being planted as well. This could be an absolute disaster here. Shock's getting another. He's going to be left here. Bomb gets planted. That's going to save the round, but did get very hairy from over there. You mentioned it when they go to the bomb site.
I do lottery numbers too.
Yeah? Okay. That was actually nuts. The Mousesports almost threw that round away after looking so disciplined and looked like we're not going to give them even a footing into this one. Oh, actually, we've only got 20 seconds. Run onto the bomb site, hope for the best, and oh god, 5 seconds to plant the bomb.
Oh, there happens to be a guy on short with the 5-7.
Oh my god. Keeping things interesting at least there in the eco rounds.
No man, this is that's exactly. It's like watching a train wreck. You know, it's just like inevitable. You know, it's just starting to tip over, and then all of a sudden it's like wham into the gravel.
I like this boost though coming in from G2. Just getting.
This is clever.
The only problem with this is you have to watch towards playground and short. Like you don't have control of both of them. It's like a pretty high risk maneuver. Unfortunately, for G2 don't spot anything from that though. So at least get into there. Maybe a B-side attack this time. Scream going a bit more aggressive towards the monster tunnel. That's been a massive problem for them in terms of Nico, and here comes the play straight away from Mousesports.
What a nightmare for Scream. Luckily, RPK is there to get the double spray to make it to bring it back. Chris J is going to get flanked by Smith, who rushed through T-spawn, so this is actually working out here nicely for G2. Could have been a catastrophe if G2, if Scream, just gets picked off and there's nothing that goes his way in return. Now, between the two of these players here who are lurking in T-spawn, Shocks and Smiths, it's an unwinnable situation here for Mousesports.
Well, the fact they went for that boost at the start, like I said, didn't spot anything, but it gave Smiths that potential to go for the straight-up backstab there, and that was just the thorn in the side of Mousesports. So they're going for the BX, who got the opening frag, but RPK stepping out massively, taking away all the attention from the back from T-spawn, and then it's coming in. Simple cleanup from Smiths. Only manages to get one, but that kill was it. That's summarized the round, and it's going to be next now. Left in the 3-on-1. It's got decent position, but you can see G2 is not giving anything away. They wanted to plant before they actually made their next move.
Yeah, exactly. And well, with that bomb right there in the tunnel, what a nightmare for him. It's like, all right, you take that fight, you're going to have to face two of them. And Shoxy's there to pick up his second kill of the round. So Smiths, again, he's just got this uncanny ability to find the bomb carrier and catch him out. So
that's the thing. We talked about them. That's when they're winning rounds. And once again, the bomb gets dropped in such a difficult position, right in the middle of Monster. You've got players trying to get that in, and you've got CTs and just terrorist bomb waiting for them as well. That's a lovely setup from GT. Very well read and very well handled. Another big round for them going forward. They don't want to have that hard reset. Keeping aggressive, it seems. Smiths has the AWP once again, and looking like he may be boosting on towards the bench this time, just to see if he can get a shot towards T-spawn. Actually, maybe a similar boost, identical, but that grenade does a lot of damage.
Yeah, but what could do more damage is an AWP bullet. And unfortunately, Smith, he is actually going to hang around here. They're going for a counter boost in playground.
The tree's going to be spotting them off, but that's actually pretty cool that both teams were boosting at the exact same time. Shock's getting flashed off. Does manage to ding one player there. Chris J going down to 9 HP, but he gets a leg shot in return. Existence doing some serious work in the connector area, but Next is keeping things even. 4-on-4. And all the boost and creative play coming in now.
I'm pretty goddamn sure that was a wall bang from Chris J onto Shoxy. Like, okay then. Scream catches out Nico. No joy for Nico. Nico seems to be able to just own RPK repeatedly.
Yeah.
But then Scream comes in and he's just like Nico's kryptonite. Nico just can't seem to hang with him.
No, he's just aware of. This is the thing with Nico, like you can't keep doing that every single round. It's won you like 4 or 5 rounds, right? But the fact you just keep giving away your kill by yourself, and no one has to get the return, and you're actually leaving your teammates just with 4 players on the other side of the map. I think sometimes you need to be with them and actually just going for these A executes and just getting the map control they're so good at getting right now. Speedy towards the end of bathrooms. You feel like they don't really have much to work with this round, just 30 seconds and 2 players remaining. Chris J needs to open it up somehow, but that's going to be the information gap for the CTs now that's going to wait for the plant to come in.
Oh, nice peek. That was, I mean, a scary peek from Smiths, but still.
I like it though. I like confidence. Like,
yeah, it is one of those confidence peaks,
technically, if you're talking about what you should be doing, you should just be making them come to the bomb site, having them crossfires and taking it out like that. But he's just like, I'm just going to rip their heads off, finishes quickly. And I like it. That's what you should be doing.
But that is one of those moments, man, where it is just like, if it works, great. If it doesn't work, though, shame on you. Right?
I think they would have been okay in the round, like generally, but it would have just been dropping that cash for no reason. And now it looks like the UMP's out for Nico. They're going for a straight-up B rush here.
Full YOLO and Scream this time. What a joy for him. He is going to get shut down by Nico eventually. That UMP will find the kill, but the damage is done. RPK is now going to be in position to catch him coming out of smoke as well, although I think he literally was pulling out a nade there at that moment when he turned away.
Actually, Shock's helping out as well, doing a little bit of team damage there, but they hold strong. That double spray down from Scream does secure the round. You see Nico and Speedy on very low HP indeed. It's a very similar situation we saw last round, but one-man disadvantage this time. See Smith just patrolling this A bomb site. Once again, Mousesports not with many options. They're right back in T-spawn, just trying to work out what the hell we can do with this. One smoke, one Molotov. Nico is alive though, so we know he can make magic happen at any given moment.
There's always hope.
Yeah, absolutely. 1 minute to play over as well. Just going to be trying to find any pick they can. It would be absolute suicide for a CD player in this area, this sort of situation. So I thought this would be a while before they can do anything with it. Smith's though getting a bit more aggressive than I would have liked in this sort of situation, but like I said, confidence is key.
This is Smith's. He is going for those big plays right now. He might be able to wrap all the way behind them here. If he works his way back into playground, no, he's thinking that they're coming in through long, which is interesting considering he does have his teammate Existence getting into bank. So they may be trying to set up some kind of crossfire, but no, Existence falls back. This is awkward. What is this play? Flash is going to go over, but it should be largely ineffective. Exactly. And he's going to miss the shot, but he does get dropped down to half HP. That's not good enough, though. He really needed to hit that shot, and Nico is going to find it. 15 seconds left, and Existence will take out Nico, and this is all on Spitty. We really haven't been seeing big plays from Spitty so far in this best of two, so Existence, no surprise that he's able to pick up that kill given the situation.
Yeah, well, Smith's with some interesting decisions, I have to say there, but they do manage to pick up the round. He did get dropped, but we go into the final round of the half here. Round number 15, and the buy is not fantastic for Mousesports. It's going to have one player on a Galil, one towards a Tech 9 as well. It's just a replay of the double spray down coming up the screen. At that situation, they're running you. That's just, like, you don't even have to aim. You just crouch, spray, hope for the best. He gets two and does a lot of damage to the others as well. So Smith's continuing his confidence here, going towards the top of it all. No smoke required. Doesn't spot anyone at the start of the round, though, so not massive intel gathered, but this is the play. And once again, Nico, I said, is getting a little bit stubborn for my liking.
Dude, Scream. It's Scream. If that was RBK, I bet you Nico wins that duel.
True.
But it's Scream, man. Scream is seriously hard countering Nico right now on that B site.
He seems ready.
If you want to take a head fight, duel with somebody, I don't recommend it be Scream.
Well, they've learned the hard way here.
Not a winning strategy.
5-on-4, and like I said before, Galil's in a Tech 9. They have got a couple of smokes, and unfortunately for them so far, haven't really gathered the control of the map they require to do an execute to the side. Going to be smoked out as well. That may help them get to the end of bathrooms, but for now, it's going to have to sit back, and Smiths is watching towards long. Does spot Chris J, who actually only has the AK this time, and able to go for the long range faces against Smith. Going to be smoking him out for now and trying to take away that control. I feel like there's a small gap there. It's actually a pretty massive gap. It might actually work out as a one-way smoke. And that's a shot you should be hitting, but spots him, and Dennis picks up the first kill.
Scary situation here. He will get that flash. Should be ineffective, though. Chris J, just mad 360 spray, and then Shoxy. He picks up two. He will get overwhelmed by Nex in the end, but Chris was just like, where am I getting shot from?
Well, that's going to be the round tied up. You'd feel Smith finishes things off there. So amazing start from Mousesports there. Get himself in such a strong position, but G2 just kept clawing back, man. Every single round, just making sure it's very close situations, but kind of gifted a few towards the end. Those B rushes from Mousesports not working out, and then Nico, like I said, a little bit stubborn towards the end, just trying to make that opening pick work from time and time again. But like you said, they kind of adjusted their setup. With Scream actually facing him at that point, and the aim duels weren't really working out in Nico's favour at that time. And the last 3 or 4 rounds do go in favour of the French-Belgium squad. And we're just waiting for the second half to start here. And that's the little 360 dance move from Chris J. I guess he just, well, I'm definitely dead now. Might as well go down the style.
That was like the definition of panic spray.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, just cross your fingers and hope. That does kind of outline how things went for Mousesports, though, towards the end of that half. Just nothing really working out for him. A bit chaotic. And Nico did drop off just a little bit, but I mean, the guy's still doing work. Like, you really, I mean, he's still, no, well, it's halftime. You can't actually tell what it is.
Taken away.
It's taken away our information, but he is in double digits, just like on us too.
Hopefully we'll be getting into this one straight away. It's always a little bit of an anticlimax in the halftime stops here. I think you get like 2 minutes to play with if you really want it, and it looks like one of the teams is taking full advantage here. We'll see. Mousesports actually went up, what, 5-0 in the first half? They got gifted that amazing run, and then I think they won the round after G2 got back into it. So they had a really excellent start going into this one, but some of the decisions towards the end, I feel like they've gone back to more of a basic game instead of the 4-on-1 in every single situation, relying on Nico to do things. They could have had a lot more out of that one. Smiths was absolutely instrumental. You saw him with that boost towards middle of the M4 and going for the full backstab. He was reading them so well in so many instances. Actually, quite impressive half from Smiths there. Doing work with the AWP and the M4 as well.
You know that this is, I think the first skin that Existence got was that AK. I know this isn't like serious.
Okay.
But He's had this AK for like something like 2 years now.
I thought you had some cool story to go with that.
No.
Like he
No,
he inherited it from an old teammate, and he said like, this will bring you good luck. But this is an old skin.
This was actually how it worked. Yeah. No, I'm just like taking a stroll down memory lane right now. Where it's just like, oh yeah, the red laminate. He still hasn't changed it. Everybody's changing, skins, every week. New sponsors.
Yeah.
It's all that sort of stuff. Existence? Nah, man. He's a purist.
Keeping it. Maybe he feels confident with that
real.
one. Well then, we are back into this one. It's going to be once again G2 with that 5 set of armor. I can't say it's one of my favorite approaches, but it just means you have the Glock train coming in, staying together as a 5, and just bossing into a bomb site. You can see a little bit of aggression coming from Mousesports. They've got one utility player on Nico, and Speedy with the kid as well. So they're actually going aggressive towards Montana. As Chris J, I thought it was Chris J. It was actually Dennis who gets that first kill. Turning into a 5-4. So there's the confidence factor, flashing over and taking down Existence.
Chris J's going to be hearing all these footsteps. It's like rhinos in a china shop. They're just stomping all over the place, but this is really wise from G2. They're changing it up. Instead of forcing their way onto that A site where Mousesports are currently rotating, they're going to just go barreling onto the B site where nobody is there. It's only going to be Dennis alone when there used to be 3 players here. Now Nico actually chimes in. He manages to rotate back in fast enough. And just like that, they actually get a 2-man advantage going into the retake here, Mousesports. This is a situation that heavily favors them, and especially if Smith, survives this situation. He actually does, so they still have the Triangle of Doom set up here, G2, but the box is closing in on him.
Well, this is Scream's doing everything he absolutely can here. Shock's helping out as well. It's actually a 2-on-1. This is winnable, He's headshot one of the players here. If he can find the second, he has a real opportunity here. The CT's panicking a little bit, but staying together. Decent approach from them, and they have the kid as well to finish things off. This is the problem for G2. When you have 5 sets of armor, like you said, they're just kind of bossing into the bomb site. That's the only real option you have there. Obviously, you lose the first man as well. You see, well, we can't flash over, we can't smoke off anything. We're just going to have to go and hope the timings work out in our favor. They get the bomb down, so at least something to work with going forward. I'd assume they're going to go for AKs next round, but...
It really... Yeah, no, they have to... No, they're going for the force.
This is fine, Like, it depends. Like, if you get, like, 2 or 3 kills and 2 of your players can pick up rifles and you can distribute the wealth out a little bit, it actually is quite an effective strategy. Like, it was used commonly in Source in 1.6. Not so much in CSGO, but some teams do feel very confident in this. When you have players like Scream, for example, who can actually open up rounds of the AK all day long, it's definitely viable. But they've actually given the AK to Existence, which is interesting. But, oh, God. Sit down. Good night.
Time for a nap.
Jay has been deleted off the server, and all of a sudden, G2 definitely have something to work with. That helps as well. 5-on-3.
That is not a good angle. Just because you're so fast with the Tech 9s, you're close enough to just die to an instant headshot like that. And well, this is all coming down to the rifles now. Next, going for a mad jump. Existence is going to win that duel, and this is completely falling apart. Another, well, this was a force buy. It wasn't necessarily a Nico.
Yeah, but
still, like, just flat out losing to pistols in a single AK.
That's another reason why it's so effective, right? Because you're almost expecting them to go to AK-47 next round. You think, oh, this is the farm round. We can just get loads of cash here, and we'll get a nice bankroll. Chris J maybe overfacing a little bit. I think he was just jump shooting above the flower bed, just looking for information, but Smith's stepping up with that sick headshot there. That opened it up tremendously. And then RPK is running through RPK things. The tank working in the bathrooms, gets the first shot and opens it up. And now we have a real interesting proposition as we have Desert Eagles on towards Mousesports. They've got a couple of sets of body armor, but no utility. And the Mac 10s are out for the French side. Heavy aggression from Chris J to start, but he gets taken down.
Yeah, Flash is going to be there. Speedy does manage to turn around. Speedy's still trying desperately to look for a kill. He's only sitting on 3 frags so far this map, so definitely not his best match, not his best showing. He's not really able to follow up with Chris J. Nico's taking a bit of damage over on the B site. That is Shoxy trying to draw attention to it. But G2 have basically got control of everything at this point. They can do whatever they want on this map. No pressure.
Just 3 Deagles to hold them off, but next looking to make this happen for his team. Takes down the first one as well. Has an opportunity at the second. RPK facing a little bit there. And you can see the confidence was working out for him, but through the APC, next gets taken down with another scout headshot from Smiths.
Just like, that is so scary. Why do you take a fight with the Deeg? I mean, yeah, sure, it's a hard shot to hit, but if he hits you, you're done. You're dead. Oh, Smith's going for the jump. He could get punished. Yeah. And really right now, I can't, like, G2, little do they know, both players are here up on the A side. Now they know, now they figured it out, but they're committed, it seems, to the task. 30 seconds left in this round, and they're going to start pressing forward. Big spray coming out here from Dennis, and he gets 2 out of it. Not going to be able to survive long enough to get the reload, though, but there was a glimmer, there was a moment there where you thought it was going to be possible for him to pull off a huge upset win in the round.
Oh, the head-on is GC2 take it. And I'm kind of dying of flu right now, Seminus. You might have to take over for 5 seconds while I drink some water. I'm sorry.
thought, you know, you hooked me up earlier. It's all good, bro. I mean, that was definitely a bit of an awkward situation there for sure. Especially G2. I'm surprised that they decided to power onto the A site when they had all the time. That they had more than 30 seconds. They could have rotated down to B.
I'm back.
Instead, they decided to make it much more expensive than it needed to be. So not ideal. Far from it. Smith is finally going to get shut down here by Chris J over at Long. With that P250 up close. Not sure if he heard the steps from Scream. We might actually have another duel. And yeah, Scream will find Chris. Existence takes out next. That's on the B site. And the bomb is going to rotate over. No problem.
Well done. Well, my voice is recovered. We're back. And it's just going to be Speedy. A bit of a more difficult situation for him. He gets taken down. A couple of frags found from Mousesports, but it's G2 pushing forward here. Decent money for them as well. I saw Smith's on 8k before that force fight with the AWP. We'll have a look at Mousesports. Have got 20 frags actually for Dennis and Nico. They're actually stepping up pretty tremendously there. Only 7 for RPK.
No, I mean, look at Chris J and Speedy right now. They are really struggling. And it's all like Dust 2. First half, Dust 2. It was 3 of the players from Mousesports that were in double digits, and basically these 3. And then Chris J had a really strong start to the second half that got him up into double digits. This is really a big off night for Speedy. He's been single digits pretty much the entire time. So it's, we need to see him wake up a little bit here. That would make a big difference for Mousesports if they can count on him to get some kills.
So far, not really much to report. It was Existence getting control of the short area here. Smokes onto the B-bomb side, but it's going to be Nika going for the spray down. Actually does some decent damage onto Shocks. Unable to find the kill just yet, but at least that's going to scare him off a little bit here. And you can see them going for some mid-control here. But CT's, after an aggressive start, they haven't got the AWP to justify staying around that area. So going to be falling back slightly. The Scream does get full control, and we're going for the flower bed as well. He wants to challenge this. It's actually very viable for him as well. No warps to take him down. Just can rely on his AK-47. Brutal aim here as he makes his way up.
What is that smoke?
Horrible smoke, but whatever.
I guess it's to block him from bank, yeah. So he does find the opening on Chris J. Catches him jumping into the wrong area there. Man advantage now for G2 going on to this A site, and they are pressing up middle. A lot of this is going to come down to Spitty. Big moment for him, and he's looking for the headshot, and he can't get it. Falls back, and he will get saved by Nex in the end. He's still in this fight, Spitty, somehow, and he's buying a lot of time here for his teammates to rotate. Nex gets a second kill off of that.
I can't believe he's still alive, to be honest, and it's going to be Nex just doing absolute work after Speedy's blunder. And now it's just going to be 2 players remaining for G2. One is on the B-bomb test. It's going to be Shocks waiting for the rotations from RPK as well. But 4 on 2 at this point, just planting the bomb is pretty much the grand prize. The retakes will be coming in from Mousesports any second. If they can find a couple of kills here, they can make it competitive. But this should be a guaranteed round for Mousesports.
Should be. Dennis is getting dropped low though. Shoxy doing the best that he can, looking for the headshots right now. You can feel his frustration there. Just like nothing connecting for him, nothing working in the end.
So then, after Speedy finding himself in very deep water there, it's Nex that comes out and bails him out and somehow keeps him alive. I have no idea how he stayed alive, just kind of hiding in the smoke and thinking, oh, guys, I've really messed this situation up. Can someone come back me up right now? Nex got him on his back, on his broad shoulders, and made sure he picked up the 3 frags. And it's a massive round for Mousesports to win. I don't think the money's in complete dire straits just yet. I'm having a look at the buy coming in. Maybe a couple of players forcing into this one. They've got AKs and 1 Tech 9, so it's actually pretty good still. It's only going to be 1 player who's feeling the burn a little bit. But Chris J back on towards the UMP. No warp for them so far. They're still kind of recovering the last couple of rounds they lost.
No, very true. Trying to get that economy stabilized. If they can win this round and do it decisively, things are going to start looking up here for Mousesports. We might end up with that 1-1 situation. But G2, because they have all the money, they have a full... they have all the nades necessary for a full execute onto the B side if that's what they want to go for. Bit awkward there from Nico, but...
It works.
But it works, yeah.
Well then, we can see the long control coming in from G2. It's going to be Chris J. Oh, he's got backup from his teammate towards the A-bomb side. Basically, they're trying to bait him in behind his flower bed area. If they can just get the CT towards ABC, firing off some shots and taking some of the distraction away, Chris J's going to come running around and making this UMP work. I think he may have been spotted. Actually, he hasn't. Seems like he's going to have an opportunity to find a frag here. Hasn't really got many options now. Needs to work out where he's going to go with this.
What is going on here? Scream waiting for a flash around. They're both waiting for each other to flash each other, basically. Scream going to be able to whip back around again. He's hearing these flashes come through, though, and there's the smoke to finally block off this angle. Should mean that Chris J should be able to escape, and he's waiting for Scream, but Scream can't actually... Scream's inability to land that jump is actually saving his life at this point. Well, what the hell is going on? And then that's the bomb donated! I don't even know what to say, Henry.
That's just really silly, to be honest. I'm not really sure what to tell you happened there. But it's going to be Mousesports capitalising, and the UMP doing serious work there for Chris J. He's taking on the bomb, and Shox to be the final player to fall. But like you said, it was really messy and horrible to watch. The terrorist players know there's a UMP player behind there. Just flash over and kill him. Why is no one doing anything about this? The smoke out helps Chris J, to be fair, but G2 have all the time in the world here. Like, if you feel like you're in an awkward situation, don't just run through with one player, one by one. Go together, surely. Someone do something with that.
I don't even know, dude.
That's
like, it's literally Scream's inability to hit that jump that saved him, because Chris is like pre-aiming that spot, so Scream would have literally jumped right into him. I don't even. That's just one of those rounds. You know what? We're just gonna forget that, wipe it clean.
Some top level CS right there.
And move on. And watch as perhaps Mousesports get anti-ecoed again here.
Well, the thing is, G2 only have the Desert Eagles and some Tech-9s to work with. There's no real utility to open up the bomb sites. They'll be relying heavily on the opening kills here, and Speedy just missing out on the players walking straight past him. I'm not sure if he's given this information to his teammates. Chris J will spot Shox there towards short, and here comes the execution from G2.
Not an effective nade, and this is going to get awkward. Yeah, Chris J is going to get caught, and lo and behold,
it's happening.
It's happening. Smitty will find Shox, so there's no lurk in the restroom area, and Nico's going to be able to just step in. And Nico, he's all business, bro. He gets in, he does work. You can't even hit this guy with bullets before he just peppers you full of them. And a very, very nice retake, actually, all things considered. It was a bit dicey there for a moment, but Mousesports, they kept their cool and managed to get control of the situation.
Well, there it is. G2 didn't really have much to work with, but they get 2 frags and a bomb down as well. That's actually not too bad. Actually could have been a little bit more as well, but Nico stepping out massively to get his 23rd kill here on Overpass. Very strong play. Just the headline act here for Mousesports. The in-game leader, the top fragger, just an all-round
monster.
Star. Yeah, monster works. We'll go monster.
Yeah, no, he's the monster.
Yeah.
Like the beast.
Well, we're going to another gun round here for G2, but Mousesports getting a step closer here to taking the second map. 13 plays 9. They have got the AWP back onto Chris J now. No UMPs this time, and Speedy, someone's had a very quiet game indeed. We'll be going towards Connector, just trying to buy his team some time here, smoking them out, but staying here for the exchanges. Difficult position. Does get out just in time, though.
Yeah, and he's, nicely done. He just barely managed to sneak his way back through here, and Chris J's taking out Scream. Only problem, wow, what is this? Smith is not trying to challenge. There we go. Finally, Smith decides to peek the corner. He's going to catch Chris J, because that is such a long run to make back to A site. Really surprising to see it take so long for Smith to decide to take that fight there. And somehow, in the space of a second, we're back. Well, we actually have a man advantage for G2 when Mousesports were the ones with the 2-man advantage, so no idea how that happened.
Well, the problem is as well, Shox has got all the way into the B bomb side, not missing shots this time. He takes down Dennis with a crisp headshot there, and it's just going to be Nico remaining. If anyone was a man to do it, he would be it. Gets the first one, is low damage on RPK as well. Shox waiting for him. This is very winnable, but staying true to form from his previous kill. Another clean headshot there from Shox. He gets in that B bomb site by himself through Monster Tunnel. It's a very Nico-esque lurk coming into that side there, and gets a really decent call to his teammates. Opens it up on that rotating CT as well, and they get back into this one. It's just such a back and forth affair here. Mousesports still with some reasonable cash. They have the AWP, but this will be the round that breaks them, and potentially could mean 2 rounds for G2 going forward.
Oh, yeah. That could mean the rounds for G2, but it's also G2 about to get reset here. This is ugly. This could be the difference between Mousesports picking up this map in a clean fashion. Well, as clean as it can get, considering they've been having trouble versus anti-ecos.
Yeah, true.
But still, this is the big round here that could determine how this second half plays out and how the map plays out. Nice flash there for Chris J, but then the perfect anti-flash just hits right in front of Chris, basically keeps both of those players alive. Chris would have at least picked up 1 kill there on a blind target.
Audacious push there from Nico. Once again by himself going through Monster Tunnel. This time Shox just waiting for him, and he capitalizes, and it's the man advantage once more for G2. Dennis now trying to rectify the situation, and oh my god, okay. Just for the smoke, that's fine. That works as well. That's absolutely fine.
Man.
Perfect timing, I guess.
Now, though, is it really... if you can pick up the kill here, that would be huge, and yeah. But now you got to watch out about Long. There's the flash to slow down Scream. Follow-up flash is going to go in, and Scream is going to find Chris for free or not. Chris is going to annihilate him. He stays alive, and now on the site, yep, Spitty. That's like 100% kill you need to get. And he lands it easily on RPK, and it's all on existence now, Henry. This is it.
This is it. And it's like you said, this will be a real difficult round for GT to swallow. Full reset. He needs to go for this. He needs to make it happen. Coming onto the A bomb site, undetected so far. Maybe a little bit too passive here for Mousesports. No bomb though. For existence to work with. Going to be giving his way his position now with that Molotov, and there's too much to look at. He's going to be taken down, and Mousesports take the round. And Chris J with that shot on the A bomb site. like, I know he's a flashy AWP player, but that was pretty nuts. The fact that he didn't get taken down in that situation. And you can see the money now for G2 going forward. It's coming up to map points, and they're going to be on the force buy with the Tech 9s, getting utility as well. But like I said before going into this game, this is one of the teams that really make these weapons work for them, but they're still up against it going into round number 10.
That's I mean, Chris J used to be one of those players like JW, like Kenny, who were just capable of crazy stuff, right? And that's one of those rounds where you just get a glimmer. Because for a while there, Chris J, he stepped away from the AWP. He actually had no confidence after the update.
He actually said, didn't he? He said, like, I actually don't feel the AWP too much. I'd rather go back to a rifle. And he still is a world-class rifler.
Like, that's the thing, though. It's like that update just shreked Kenny, JW, Chris J, like the aggressive oppers, the guys who really wanted to get in your face with the op and were capable of just crazy flicks and all sorts of fun play. I mean, those guys, like, it almost got them to the point where it's like Chris just didn't enjoy it anymore. He's just like, actually, I can't play the game. I gotta play rifles, I guess, or scout. Like, he even wanted to scout over an op.
Well, there's going to be a fast attack coming in here from G2. Need to make this first frag work. It's going to be Speedy. The player that's been letting them down slightly gets the first two. Next chiming in as well. And it's going to be a very clean procedure. Clinical almost. As Mousesports don't drop a single frag there. Goes to 15 plays 10. No money for G2 to work with. That should be the GG, but you never know with these guys. Mousesports like to throw these rounds away. Let's see what they can bring to the table. Smith's picking up the scout, and it's going to be Tech 9s once again. And Scream just working out how he's going to approach this situation. Desert Eagle, of course. Why not?
Should be, right? Should be the key word. Should.
Indeed.
And Scream at the dig. He's been a good friend of Juan in the past, so we'll see if he can figure it out this time around. They are going for the aggressive push on long. Been a little questionable. Some decent situations where it worked out for Mousesports, others where, you know, they struggled. But this time around, it's going to be Chris J getting that leg shot onto Smith. There's the flash. There's the shot from Nex. He takes out Smith, and now they realize exactly what they're facing up against here, G2, that it is a two-player stack over here on long on the CT side. And there's still a man waiting in restroom as well. That is going to be Speedy just holding close. Nico, though, this is where it gets fun. 4 players versus 2, rushing onto that B site. In just a moment's time here, it's all or nothing for G2. Just straight up Tech 9 YOLO rush, about to hit. They've got the nades, they got the smokes, and there we go. Nico, seeing that flash, seems like he realizes what's going to be coming his way.
Bombs should be planted. You can see the CTs don't really have much control over the B bomb site whatsoever. Going to be allowing the bombs to go down, going for a full retake, but the Molotov doing some serious work there from heaven. And RBK is going to be dropped. Existence trying to do what he can, but that's going to tie the round up. Very clever play from Nex. Denies the plan and ultimately wins the round as well. That could have been interesting had they got the plan and had the retake coming in, but they don't even have an opportunity to do that now. The game's up. They know where the bomb is, and Nico just doing more and more work here. Shocks, last player alive, will be taken down momentarily, and there it is. 16 plays 10. Mousesports take the second map here. It's going to be 1-1.
You know, Henry, there's a world that exists, like a universe, an alternate universe, where Mousesports won both maps tonight.
Yeah. Well, that probably should have been this one.
That should have happened. This should have been a 2-0 for Mousesports over G2 had Dust 2 not gone, had those anti-ecos not been lost by Mousesports. I think that they're going to be kicking themselves a little bit because there is definitely a situation like that first map could have gone Mousesports' way. But glad to see that they're still looking pretty damn good on Overpass.
Absolutely. Before going into this one, I thought it was going to be the other way around. I thought Mousesports were going to take Dust 2 and then G2 be taking Overpass, so pretty much hands down. But I guess we could break that one down all day, but we've got some guys over there, and he's going to do it for us. So
it's actually their jobs to do that.
Yeah, so guys, why don't you do your job and analyse this game for us?
There's also a grill, by the way. I'll have that.
Solid memeing, thank you.
But yes, so Mousesports, 4 out of 4 pistols won. Probably should have won both maps, but they didn't. So we're talking about Overpass to start with. We'll get straight into that one. Pretty solid play from Mousesports over on the T side. They were 8-2 up at one point.
Yeah, and I just want to highlight again, of course it does relate slightly back to Dust 2. They were very slow this time when they knew the team against them were just on the pistols. You saw how late it came down to. It was like a 15-second moment at that point.
They had 2 seconds left.
Exactly, and then the 5-7 on short got a little bit hairy, but they kept it in check. So clearly being well aware of what some of those issues earlier were, smoothed those out. And it kind of course, when you win all those pistols, you start winning those rounds, you're getting very close to that scoreline regardless.
Yeah, well, what was actually kind of cool to see is that something Henry mentioned during the game on Dust 2 was the fact that G2 are the kind of team, if they find something that works versus you, they're going to do it repeatedly over and over and over again until you actually show that you...
Cash last week.
Yeah, exactly. So until you show that you have an actual answer to it. And it seemed like that was kind of the approach Mousesports took to their T side. So they were like, well, we're going to put a lot of focus on the A-bomb side and Underpass, get that map control over.
Yep.
And then we're just going to make you forget about Nico magically. And he's going to show up.
Monster. He's not here.
Exactly. And he's just going to take over the B-bomb side repeatedly 4 or 5 rounds.
Yeah. Credit to G2 in the end, though, for adjusting, putting Scream on the challenge. Because that finally actually got them back into it. Then coupled that with the little bit of aggression that they threw in as well, with Smiths and Existence actually pushing up for that challenge, the boost coming out and making it a little bit harder. But that seemed to be just only stemming the bleed. Once they switched sides, Mouse looks way more well-rounded on the CT side, didn't look that phased, and they just held on through the minimal amount of rounds they had to close out in the end.
But they did look scary. Every time they came against a little forced pistol, Mousesports seemed to panic.
With good reason.
They have to look at Nico with the deagle all the time. Of course they get nervous. It's just like, we know what it can do.
Yeah, but Spitty, not the best game for him. Had a bit of a nightmare for a moment. Next bailed him out of that one, but not his finest performance tonight.
No, but then again, if Nico's shining, not every single player has to from that team, I guess. Chris J had a good performance too, and a couple of the others. Or, like, everyone had a good game. Speedy was just a little bit quiet, but...
You mentioned Chris J. It's just passed my mind back, and I've actually written it down. Long A, WTF, Scream, and Existence versus Chris J. That was that crazy weirdness. Actually, nobody had a flash, which is why they couldn't flash him in. And someone said it at the same time. It's just double peek him, just like get him, rush him down, take him out.
Yeah.
But instead, they went one by one through the smoke. Let's go back to Dust 2, because that was a bit of a disaster for Mousesports. They should have won it. They should have won it with ease. They lost to 3 eco rounds on the T side. Absolutely just bungled it going into B site every time, getting stuck in the tunnels.
Yeah, I was super surprised actually because the first time around, with round 3, the first anti-eco they just had to go towards long, and they have a really solid laid out plan. They use Molotovs, they use smokes, they actually have pop flashes for Dennis once he crosses over to the bomb site, and they get a really nice and easy round pretty much. Yep. So a couple of losses, you can deal with that. Then they go back to B, and this is something both of the guys while casting pointed out, the fact that they become so stationary and they lose all map control.
Well, they as you said, 0 map control for one. Absolutely none. You look at Shox, who normally plays that role for the other side, of course. He's just lurking around, holding mid, looking at long, wherever it is, always keeping some tabs on the map if they are doing that B hit. But for Mousesports, no one else there, and then they look scared going into B tunnels. If you're going to go out there, all right, just go for the face. G2 did it once on the T side, just kind of held the tunnels for a second, see if anyone was going to fight them, took a couple of shots, and actually they did okay off it. They traded effectively into the side, but Mouse just looked all over the place doing it, which is kind of baffling.
Yeah, the first time they actually did it, Nico had a bit of a weird maneuver where we tried to do he managed to do the jump on top of the box.
Hop on the box.
Yeah, exactly. But that only put him in a position where he's actually visible to everyone on the entire bomb site, and from G2 side, and there's still nobody on Mousesports.
And they just came out
one
by one, didn't they? Dribbling out the tunnel.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
we should also mention the Nico 1v5 that almost happened. Almost happened. Got down to that 1v1, and ironically, he probably should have come out on top in the 1v1.
Oh, he's a phenomenal skilled player. There's no other way to put it. Eventually, they had to put the best player from G2 against him on Overpass. Well, I guess best player is relative, but head to head, you want that guy to take him down. But Nico was successful in not only opening the rounds. If you look at Overpass, he was clutching them out on Dust 2. He was being a perfect lurker as well on Overpass. He fits so many roles, and he's in game leading. This guy is the whole package right now, and he's a ridiculous talent. So if he keeps this up, God only knows what he can do throughout this tournament.
Well, it was 1-1 in the end. Dust 2 went to G2, and of course, Overpass we just saw go to Mousesports, so they split for the night. Coming up next, it's going to be Envious versus Virtus Pro. That is going to be after the break, guys. We'll see you then.